Hello everyone, it's, well, technically it's day one past Nano, so day one of my just novel analysis. Before I forget, have an octopus. Just quickly, I used to work in an aquarium, which explains all the kind of water-related animal mugs. Yes, December 1st, very cold, which is why I have a scarf on indoors. Very miserable. I have to work today. Obviously, I have to have a shower. I have to blow dry my hair before I go, or I'm going to catch pneumonia. Because it's supposed to get to like -5 degrees Celsius around here, apparently. It's going to get really cold. It's going to snow later in the week, which I'm not looking forward to. I got a little bit of novel done. I'm going to keep informing you about my word count, because that's helpful for me to keep track of how much I do every day. I did 855 today. So that's 65,798. So not much, but I did get a little scene done. It's Cole trying to pack, basically. He's trying to, gather up all the possessions that he wants to take with him. Okay, a little bit more about the werewolves in my universe. They can't use horses. So, this is back in the 1100s. That's the only form of transportation is horses, horse-drawn carriage. And the pack can't rely on that because horses, they're prey animals, they're flight animals. In the whole fight or flight instinct, they always pick, well, 9 times out of 10 they pick flight. And, whoops, I broke my mug. And, if a werewolf gets close to them, even in human form, they can smell predator. So they start to panic, show the whites of their eyes, start to shuffle around, buck, rear, that kind of thing. So they can't use them, they can't ride them, they can't use carriages and carts, so they have to carry everything themselves. They have to go on foot, which, for a werewolf is fine. They're strong, they have heightened endurance, they can travel, but, they can't take everything with them that they accumulate over the years they stay in any one place. So Cole's now faced with this really tough, he didn't expect it to be this tough task of going through everything in his room and basically making 2 piles, things he can take with him and things he can abandon. And he's got nothing in this abandoned pile. Everything he picks up has some kind of memory attached to it, and 9 times out of 10 it's connected to one of the people who died recently. Like he's sitting with his back to his window, staring at the mess that is his room as he tries to, gather everything together and put it in bags. And he's got a shirt in his hand, and it's got the faintest scent of Elsabeth on it. And he doesn't know what to do with it. The shirt doesn't actually fit. It's like he's got books that he's loaned to pack members that he's already read enough times to memorize the story. Shirts that were given to him by other people that don't fit. They're too large, they're too small. This shirt, I'm not quite sure why he has this shirt. If it's one of his from like when he was younger, or maybe it's one that found its way into his room and isn't actually his. Maybe it's actually one of Elsabeth's male style shirts, because the female werewolves don't run around in dresses all the time. It's just impractical, especially for those like Emily, who's a beta and a warrior wolf. So yeah, they have like a clothing style like men, which must seem really atrocious to humans. How despicable. Women in men's clothing. Ugh. But yeah, he's sitting there and he doesn't know what to do. He's thinking to himself, it has no right to be this hard. Maybe leaving isn't going to be as easy as he initially thought or hoped. Because he knows the manor isn't home anymore. It's lost that comfort and that familiarity that it once had. But it's still got all these memories in that, he can't ignore. So yeah, Theodore comes in part because I realised I've been neglecting Theodore a little bit. Oops. When I go through it, I'll have to tweak that, give Theodore a bit more of the limelight, because I do adore Theodore, and he's very important to Cole, being his father-in-law. And Theodore understands. He says, "Your mother and I have developed a system for this, And Cole hands him the shirt, and Theodore catches the scent on the shirt, and that's, where the understanding comes from. And, in a very kind of touching father-son moment, he turns to Cole and says, "There's always room in our bags." Which seems a bit silly, He's basically telling Cole to give things that he wants to keep sentimental value to his parents so they can carry them for him. Even if it's only for the journey, so he can, come to terms with the stuff, actually say his goodbyes and have some closure somehow. I don't know. But yeah, that's a very short scene. Theodore leaves after saying that. He leaves Cole to it. After unpacking Cole on the knee. There's another mention of Cole's grandfather. I don't know if I mentioned him before, actually. I've made a lot of videos, so I don't remember everything I've said. But Cole's grandfather, Theodore's father, Zachariah, was alive the day that Cole was born, but was actually killed in combat the next day. He was a fighter. So, Cole never got to meet him, that he knows. He was a newborn. He doesn't remember that stuff. Like humans don't remember when they were babies. And actually it's Cole's remembering all the times he's looked at his parents and been amused by the fact that they're blonde and he's not, but, all the times that Theodore said, you look like your grandfather. So, Zachariah had dark hair and the same kind of, green hazel eyes. So, yeah, I had a little moment about that. Delving a little bit more into Stanton family history. Some of my friends last night asked about my novel. My friend Kobe and my friend Mark. And they were both very supportive. So even if they never see these videos, I want to thank them for that. That was very touching. Also, my friend Faz, my evil brain twin, who I mentioned in one of my very early videos. These are the people who keep me going. Yeah, I don't really have a lot else to say, and I have to cook myself a jacket potato, and it's a fat beast, so I have to go do that soon because it's going to take like half an hour to cook. So I'm going to have to stop here for the day. I'm back to my morning hours tomorrow. So I will probably take another crack. I had Return of the King on today. I'm going to stick with Lord of the Rings music now. It seems to be working wonders. It's keeping me in the right kind of tone for when the story's set. So that seems to be the way to go. My laptop is being really noisy. If you've heard this noise in my other videos, it's my laptop fan. I think I dislodged it somehow. It makes a funny kind of clunky noise. The video works fine. It just is loud. Yeah, so I'm gonna go now. So until tomorrow, day 2 of post-nano origin shenanigans. Take care. Bye.